Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. And I know some of you might wonder, skill, what, excuse me, tier 6, really? Well, don't judge the tier before you will see the game, okay? I have something special prepared for you today. Only 2 games. Only 2 games. Only 2. I know, lazy skill, how could you? I'm messing with you, fellas. You will see everything yourself. I don't want to spoil anything, okay? So, what do we have? We have a Bread Panther, which is pretty much VK 3002M, and everyone has access to this tank. It is not a premium or something, right? And we have, it looks like a typical shit river battle. Excuse me, I meant to say sand river battle. I made a decision to go to the Juliet 1 position and try to approach enemies like this. Obviously, one of the worst things in this kind of situation is enemies have Artas. Well, in fact, they have 2 M44s, and if I'm not mistaken, they are reloading like 15 seconds or something. So yeah, this is quite a challenge. If we will get spotted, this is not going to be excellent, right? Other than that, as you can see, I'm alone, so once again, not the best part of all of this, and it doesn't look that great. And in the same time, on top of that, unfortunately, but enemy team is kind of dominating here. We are losing already 1-0, but hey, it is just a start. It can't be that bad, right? It cannot be that bad. I think it is impossible we will have such a horrible experience, or do we? Okay, so at this point, looking into the max map, there is no chance we can make pressure towards the kilo line. Although looking into the tanks who were spotted, everyone was spotted apart the light tank. But where is the light tank? And in the same time, fellas, you know how the things are looking like when there is 2 clickers, and the light tank is providing some assisting, or I suppose to say some light. Yeah, the things can go out of control very, very quickly. So in this kind of situation, everyone is spotted. Nice, but in the same time, is it worth to make a hardcore pressure towards the Artas when we soon will have some targets who will open themselves, or I would say there is a chance they are going to open themselves. So in this kind of situation, oh yes, look at this. Enemies are trying to make pressure to the base, hashtag never lucky, we are spotted, but it doesn't change the fact the VK is kind of down to one-shottable, so we are feeling relatively fine. The situation is 0-4, definitely doesn't look that great, and what we are trying to do, we are trying to punish enemies every single time whenever they are going to make one or another mistake, right? And in this kind of situation, we are just eliminating the guns. Yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks like we have a score 2-5, and all we can do, we can try to punish enemies for their mistakes and still, you know, try to punish enemies for their mistakes. Luckily, this Skill4ltu did not notice. We renovated his building, and oh boy, Skill4ltu is not happy. Unlucky, my man. Luckily, we have a clicker support as well. Now, quick thing to say, this tank has a nice penetration, 150 for a tier 6. It is very, very nice. Shell velocity is kind of average. It is definitely not that great. Although gold penetration is 194 and shell velocity is just tiny touch better, right? So I played with this vehicle quite a bit. I played with VK 3002M quite a bit lately, and I was surprised. Those tanks are not that bad as I initially thought. And if you are a humongous fan of VK 3002, you have 2 options. Speaking about the premium tanks, option number 1 is Bread Panther, which we are playing today, and second option is Pudel. Both of them are pretty much identical, and both of them have a decent gun handlings with a bit of armor and other stuff. Anyways, 4-10 score, fellas. 4-10 score. Oh, you mother trucker, T34, you think you can load the gold and have a great time? I will show you how great time is looking like. I can load gold as well. I can load gold as well, easily. Oh well. Well, that did not went that good, fellas. We lost half of the hit points. We killed this gentleman, but now we have only 380 hit points left. And plus on top of that, if it is not enough, obviously Arta is saying hello. And if it is not enough, we have damaged engines. So yeah, it doesn't look that great, fellas. And you might think, Skill, why the flying F you are showing this game for us? I mean, I had some games when I lost battle in this score as well. What is wrong with you? And now officially, fellas, 1 versus 7 situation. 2 Artas, Skill4ltu P43 Biz, Dickermax, Ikea, Jack Panzer, M44s, and yeah, and Skill without engine with Brett Panther. Guess the score, fellas! Guess the score! Yeah, this is going to be interesting one. Anyways, for now I am kind of chilling until I am going to get my engine back. This is super important thing to do. Meanwhile, luckily for us, he doesn't have optics. At least it doesn't look like he has optics. He is trying to go for a blind shot, and luckily he is now down to one-shottable with 69 HP. Beautiful. Very, very nice. So what do we have? Let's try to check it out. Maybe we will have a tourist in the other side, and tourist we have. Enemy Arta found a keyboard, but I mean, I can appreciate that, but you know what I do not appreciate? Well, I know what he doesn't appreciate. He knew he's supposed to take the repairs, but oh well, hashtag never lucky. 1 versus 6 situation. One of the artists found the keyboard, but that wasn't the best choice and the best call, I would say. Other art is obviously trying to beat the living crap out of us, and to be fair with you, I shouldn't unstun myself here, but mistakes were made. Anyways, Jack Panzer is dead as well. Excellent. 1 versus 5 situation. So now we are kind of going towards the Kolobanovs, and whenever you are seeing Skill4ltu aiming at you, you know this might not be that great. But you know what? Luckily for us, Skill4ltu had AP loaded, standard AP, and he did not manage to penetrate us. You know what? I am not complaining about this. Sometimes it feels good to just be lucky, fellas. It feels good to be lucky. 1 versus 4 situation. Now it looks closer to the victory in a way, and the enemy Arta is trying to beat the living crap out of me for obvious reasons. And in this kind of situation, I made a decision to relocate a bit from here. The main reason why I made this decision, because I have a feeling it is going to be kind of easier to defend the base from here, and plus on top of that, I have a feeling enemies simply won't expect the tank like Brett Panther. I mean, it looks like a cow, you know, on the field, to try to bother and to use the keyboard. So that's what I am doing. I'm trying to surprise the enemies, and in the same time I am looking for some tourists as well, which is a very, very important thing, right? We have 8 gold ammunition left. On the paper, enemies have 2.4 thousand hit points, but one quick information for every single of you who did not knew that. If enemies are taking damage whenever they are out of your view range, right? Or I suppose to say signal range, pretty much that hit points is not counted. This is extremely important thing to mention this, and yeah, this is how the things are looking like. Anyways, we have a good idea about the Dickermax. We know this gentleman is slow. We know he should sit somewhere around this area, but what is the worst thing about the Dickermax, fellas, is he has extremely good view range. If I'm not mistaken, that tank has like 400 or 410 base meters of the view range for a tier 6, and it is definitely brutal. Plus on top of that, he has decent enough guns. So in this kind of situation, I'm wondering where the flying F he is, and oh boys, unlucky. Beautiful, Dickermax is dead. I have a feeling his commander was out, that's why we managed to outspot him without bigger problems whatsoever. Moving on next, one gentleman is capping the base, that's fair. We still are losing on quite a bit of the hit points, but once again, we do not know how many HP they have. There is a humongous chance this P43 Bis took a lot of hit points when he was playing on top of the hill. We had Artas and everything. Meanwhile, two guys are going into the cap, and now, fellas, we do not really have too many options. We have 1 minute on the timer. So what we can do, option number one, which I'm going to use, I'm trying to get into this position here, and I am trying to spot the enemies via the bushes. If they are going to be silly enough, they are going to take one for the team, right? And this is exactly what I am looking for. And unfortunately for us, fellas, no. Looks like they are using buildings as a cover. And once again, I am paying attention. What do we have here? We have 44 seconds left until they are going to cap the base, and I do not want to, you know, get on the ground and say I give up. I give up. No, there is no such a thing as giving up. We are going in front, and we are trying to figure out how the flying F we can approach them. We know where Jeff is, and Jeff is trying to get into the cap himself, or maybe he is suspecting me to go for a hunt, but no, Mr. Jeff. I do not really care about you. I care about your friends. So where the flying F they are hiding? They should be over there. As you can see, I'm facing to them, and hello there. Beautiful. Ikea still has full hit points. Luckily for us, he's not looking to our direction. Plus on top of that, we just tracked him, and we just tracked him once again. And you know what that means, fellas. You know what that means, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, you do. I'm ignoring Arta for now just to eliminate more, well, pretty much the heavier gun from the game, and that's what we have. Officially, fellas, 1 versus 7 situation with a Brett Panther. I honestly did not expect that I am going to take this. I did not expect that I am going to win this or something. By the way, I'm not even risking against this gentleman. And look how am I playing against the clicker. The main reason why am I doing so, why I am trying to trick him to this level, because if he has AP ammunition, if I'm not entirely sure about the alpha damage. I think it's 350 or 280 or whatever else, right? I am just trying to trick him, and I do not want to take any chances whatsoever. I have 3 minutes on the timer. For me, it is not a big deal, and I do not need to F my brain with that. Why to throw the game when you played so damn well? And obviously we are lucky as well, because those games without luck usually they are not coming together, if that makes sense. Anyways, looking into this, fellas, yeah, 1 versus 7 situation. G effing G. What can I say? Lucky me, right? Lucky me. Let's teleport to the scoreboard and let's see what we crafted, shall we? And we are back with a scoreboard. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let me show my chest. Yeah, quite a bit of the medals, I would say. Ace, Radley Walters, Paskuki, Kolobanov, Stop Gun, High Caliber, Defender, and 1870 base experience with a 9 kills, and obviously carrying the living crap out of our team. Obviously, situation could be completely different if Cover 2 would not shoot the AP shells, but since he did not explore at gold or high explosives, unlucky for him. Funny fact, we pretty much did not took any damage whatsoever in this 1 versus 7. We did not lost any HP, if I am not mistaken. So yeah, that was quite a game. Anyways, round number 1 done. Let's go for round number 2, and round number 2 is submitted by one from you fellas, and from what I've seen, from what I've heard, it was 1 versus 9 attempt for a Kolobanovs with an interesting ending. Are you ready to see this? Let's teleport into the action. Let's go. And we are back with a second game. Now this is going to be something different, fellas. As you can see, this is Liberty, right? It has very good matchmaking for itself. Wait a second, I think there is no sound. No, there is sound, but there is no engine. It's okay, we will survive this, fellas. No engine sound, unlucky. Anyways, I've seen this replay like a month ago or so, and I was actually surprised how everything went. And yeah, sure, there is some people who are shooting a lot of gold ammunition. F it, it's not about that. In this situation, probably the score would be completely fine even without a gold. And whenever, you know, I lately played the game with armored, let's say, super jumbo or jumbo tank. The tier 6, pretty much 100% of the ammunition I received was gold. It's just part of the game, deal with it. What can you do, right? Anyways, the most important thing is how this game is going to look like, and it is going to be pretty impressive, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. To say that the least, okay? So, looking into first minute of the game, nothing too crazy is happening, to be completely honest with you. It doesn't look like it is bad or something by any shape or any form, right? The team is still holding the hill, which is completely fine, and everything is looking all right for now. Wait, this is only the start, I can promise you that. And this is one of the most crazy games I have seen, and this is the main reason why am I featuring this, right? His team is already losing by 1,600 hit points. By the looks of it, enemy Turnwagen is trying to repush the hill, and probably he's going to do that successfully since he's dealing against the lower tiers. And once again, this is completely understandable. And all in all, looking into positions of his team, it looks weird, to be completely honest with you. What do I mean by saying it is looking weird? Obviously, our guy, he cannot make a hardcore pressure here because he is going to be in humongous crossfire. In this kind of situation, Dynamita team is not trying to take the hill that much. Heavy tank was stuck over there and so on. It is looking like weird game, fellas, honestly. But yeah, that's what we have and that's what we need to deal with. The situation is 1 versus 6 so far, and luckily for our hero of the day, IS-3 is not penetrating him. Liberty is not that hard to penetrate, to be completely honest with you. The main reason being is Liberty has a humongous cupola on top, right? And you can penetrate Liberty into the shoulder or alternatively into the lower plate, depends on the gun, right? So yeah, it's quite weird, and I can tell you one thing, our hero of the day is enjoying bouncing. What do I mean by saying this? He is enjoying bouncing. He's moving in front and back, and this is a habit which many players have, fellas. It's just how it goes. This is how the habit is looking like. You are moving in front and you are moving back. You are moving in front and you are moving back. To be completely honest with you, I have the same habit. So yeah, I feel this, gentlemen. I truly do. Anyways, so far so good. 3-7. Obviously team is losing a bit. He is won against the 3 gentlemen here, aka Kv2 and IS-3 and probably Artas, because he's getting stunned from time to time, right? So yeah, soon I have a feeling things will look a bit different. What do I mean by saying that? I have a feeling things will look a bit different. Well, you see, enemies have a lot of forces here. Whenever they are going to eliminate everyone here, they are going to go to cap the base, or alternatively they are going to flank our hero of the day. Plus on top of that, he is pretty much getting permanently stunned by the Artas, so this is not what he is looking for. Very nice try to blind fire. That was a good one, although the clicker probably was hiding behind the rock. So hashtag never lucky. Anyways, both of those gentlemen are down to one-shottable, and by the looks of it, our hero of the day is noticing this is not a good idea to get spanked by the art all the time. So he needs to do something. He's looking back and he's trying to escape like there is no tomorrow. He's running for his life for sure. Meanwhile, situation is 5-10. He is losing by the 5 guns and he is losing by approximately 4,000 hit points, although not all news are so damn bad. By saying this, I mean Cover 2 is down to one-shottable, IS-3 is down to one-shottable, so it is not looking that bad yet, fellas. Meanwhile, IS-3 is trying to annoy him, and Cover 2 with high explosives is beating the living crap out of Dynamita. Well, what can I say? This is what you are getting for playing with against the high explosives, Dynamita. Nothing what you can change about this. Meanwhile, IS-3 made a mistake, although Arta is still having an absolutely blast trying to be the living crap out of our hero of the day, right? Anyways, relax, take it easy. This is only the start. The fun part will start soon. And please pay attention at the score and how many hit points this Liberty has. He has 388 HP, and Arta is all the time beating the living crap out of him, and officially 1 versus 8 situation, fellas. 1 versus 8 situation. Can Dynamita pull this off? Meanwhile, Cover 2 is going in front, and 1 versus 7, beautiful. Everything was done properly here. Indian is aiming to the ass of Liberty, but luckily for Liberty, actually he realized things in time, so he knows he needs to push in front. He needs to start eliminating guns, otherwise the situation is going to be so much worse. Meanwhile, Arta is bouncing the heat ammunition, which is quite funny. Kaboom, 1 into the 87 face, and he is down to one-shottable. He needs to eliminate this guy as soon as possible, and that was a perfect shot to the side of 87. Beautiful. 1 versus 6 situation. Nice. Bounce from the ass. I repeat, Arta bounced from the ass of Liberty. Well, never lucky. Meanwhile, unfortunately, RNG said no, and he did not penetrate Indian. Nothing what he could change about this. A lot of bounces coming from Indian, from the Tornwagen, from the Vaza, and both of those guys, they have a very, very strong penetration and strong gun handling, fellas. I'm telling you. Meanwhile, Vaza managed to get penetrating shot, but he low rolled. So unlucky, so unlucky. Meanwhile, wiggling the turret to try to hide the cupola, and he knows he is kind of effed here. And Tornwagen bounced, and Vaza bounced, and VK bounced. You know what? 1 shot into the lower plate, and he is literally doomed, fellas. 1 shot into the lower plate, or even upper plate, to be completely honest with you. Meanwhile, Tornwagen with his awesome DPM is struggling. He is not enjoying himself, fellas. I can promise you that. Tornwagen is thinking, what kind of Kaku tank have I bought? What kind of Kaku tank have I bought? I cannot even penetrate Liberty. What this Tornwagen needed to do, this Tornwagen needed to try to shoot the lower plate to depress the gun as much as he physically and possibly can. It's not over. Arta going in front. Arta is down to one-shottable, and Arta had the heat ammunition loaded, fellas. Arta had heat ammunition loaded. Instead of having high explosives and simply sending Liberty to his well-deserved rest, he had hits. Well, you cannot expect anything from Arta, okay? You just cannot expect anything. Anyways, GV Panther left, and GV Panther went with a blind shot. That was a strong one. That was very, very strong one. Let's speed the things up a bit. Arta against Liberty, who is going to win this game. To be completely honest with you, Arta needs 1 shot to the Liberty, and then it's GG finito. Then you can literally go and eat Kaku. You cannot do absolutely anything. But by the looks of it, Arta is finding the keyboard for himself. He's down to one-shottable, and he is dead. Yeah, today's video is quite a strong one, fellas. Kolobanovs after Kolobanovs, and both of the games definitely we are against. Although, with all respect, I think this is way more impressive than the game which we had at first and which we played literally a couple of days ago. Absolutely nuts. Let's teleport to the scoreboard, shall we? And look at this beauty, fellas. So look at this beauty. Fellas, my chest is not that big for all of those medals, and to be fair with you, all kudos goes to Dynamita. Undoubtedly, he was extremely lucky. Arta was a bit special by shooting heat ammunition. Maybe he was out of the standards or something, but that's the thing, and that's the end game. So what he has ace, he has a beautiful third mark of excellence, he has a Radley Walters, Paskuki, Kolobanov, Stop Gun, Steel Wall, Spartan, High Caliber, Cool-Headed. This is absolutely insanity what happened in this game, and he got awarded by 1920 base experience and obviously bragging rights for winning game 1 against 8. Absolutely insanity. And even though with this gold spam he managed to make a solid 83,000 credits. Quite a journey, fellas, quite a journey. And once again, Dynamita, congratulations with your performance. And I'm sorry you needed to wait quite a bit of time. We had a conversation on the Discord, but sometimes it happens. Although I am a man of my word and your replay is out. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have for you today. Quite unusual games, I would say, and I hope you had a great time and I hope you enjoyed yourself. For me, it was a pleasure to go through the both of those battles, and it was absolutely amazing. Well, sometimes, fellas, luck is all you need, obviously, plus good decision making and so on, so on. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a great time and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Obviously, thank you very much for tuning in, and big fat thanks for every single of you, obviously, lovely patrons. Thank you very much for everything. People who are clicking join button in the YouTube, and obviously people who are using the index page and maybe even considering to get banana for themselves. Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you are very, very well entertained, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.